Hey guys, Scale Modeler back with another quick review. This time we're having a look at Outlaw Speed Shop resin parts, available through Xtreme Scale Detail and only at Xtreme Scale Detail from Outlaw Speed Shop. And Sheldon Rothwell is the maker of these parts. He does have his own YouTube channel, and I will post a link to that down in the description, as well as a link to Chip and Lisa's Xtreme Scale Detail. Now, I haven't pulled this out of the package yet, and in all fairness, I haven't done that so you guys can see in real time what I'm doing as I pull it out of the package. Now, his part number is OSSR112, and he's calling it the awesome Arden engine, and I believe that's ARDUN, and 14 bucks. Now, 14 bucks, that's nothing to sneeze at. That's actually pretty cheap. As I said before, I have ordered aircraft resin, and I get half the parts for like 40 bucks. So, I mean, Sheldon's doing a solid to everybody at that price. The guy is a true craftsman. Absolute. If you want to see some really good scratch building and stuff like that, this just phenomenal. I watched one of his videos where he did up a motor, and I really liked what I saw, so I figured, well, what the heck, I'll buy one and see what happens. I mean, for 14 bucks you can't go wrong. So anyway, let's pop open the package here and see what we've got going on. Now, what I'm noticing right away is there aren't any instructions on how to build this. So for me, and maybe like other guys maybe buying your products here, Sheldon, maybe either include some instructions or post a video on your YouTube channel on how to build up this engine, or maybe take some pictures of the actual built up motor, so on and so forth, and maybe we can figure it out. I noticed a couple of your other motors on extremescaledetail.com, their storefront there, that there are this engine in particular, you do have a picture posted, but I'm kind of lost in a couple things. But like I said, maybe include some pictures with it, and I understand that stuff takes time, so I think better, even better, maybe would be to post a YouTube video on building up this motor. So anyway, just my thoughts, I mean, for you guys out there that can build these, then no big deal, but for the newbies into building this stuff without having any instructions on how to put it all together, would definitely help. So you've got the block, transmission, valve covers, stacks, blower, oil pan. I believe that would be the alternator, distributor, pulleys, front of the alternator, I'm assuming, starter, manifold, front of the engine, and I believe these are more pulleys. So zoom in on that a little bit more. So as you can see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 pieces. 17 pieces for, what did I say this cost? 14 bucks. You cannot go wrong. Anyway, let's get into some detail. Looking at the top of the block, got some good detail there. Bottom half, some things do get lost in the casting process, but not a big deal. Valve covers. Looking at the valve covers, you can actually see the Arden in there, which is a nice touch. And plugging in your spark plug wires looks great there. Got the velocity stacks, very nicely molded. They've even got some nice depth into them. And like I said, parts are so crisp and clean. Now I believe he pressure molds his parts, so that's what helps keep out those nasty air bubbles that you find in resin sometimes. The blower, I just can't get over the detail in here. Like even every little bolt head sticks up really nice. Onto the transmission. You can see how nicely molded this is. Everything shows up nice, crisp, and clean. I haven't found any air bubbles in any of his parts, so that goes back to the testament of the pressure pot. And as you can see here, I'm just test fitting that transmission onto the block. And Sheldon's done most of the prep work for you. There's no big, nasty, lunky marks or spots that you've got to take care of right off the hop. A little bit of sanding, and like I say, everything says model makers. You know, you should always test fit your parts to see how they're gonna fit. And we'll go on to the oil pan. And as you can see, like I said about the bolt heads and all that other stuff, I mean, they're actually crisp enough that you can paint each one of these separately with no headaches. I've got a little bit of dimpling in parts here where you can see maybe air bubbles were in the top, but I mean, a quick sand and I'm pretty sure those are going to go away. Moving on to the distributor. Pull those out to help give you a better view. As you can see on the distributor, it's molded really nice. You even got the vacuum pot that sits off the side of the distributor. That's clear as day. And same with all the nipples on the distributor cap. We've got the front of the motor, really nicely detailed. Manifold doesn't have a lot of detail, but you're not going to see this. It's going to get hidden pretty much by the blower. Sits on top. And then we do have various pulleys. Pulleys have nice detail, especially for the size of the part that they are. And then we've got starter motor, a couple other pulleys, and the alternator. So this was just a short video on showing what you can expect when you order these parts or order this motor, so you can see what's all included. My thoughts, I mean, wow, that's all I gotta say. I mean, we all expect a high level of detail when we order resin parts. That's the whole reason we're ordering the resin part, because our kit model doesn't come with an engine that's as detailed as these. And for those of you or those of us that want that, you know, higher level of detail, this is definitely the guy to buy your resin from. I mean, Sheldon's got a whole bunch of stuff at Xtreme Scale Detail. He's under Outlaw Speed Shop, so when you're searching under extremescaledetail.com, you want to have a look for the Outlaw Speed Shop, sold exclusively through extremescaledetail.com, and customer service from them is phenomenal. I mean, parts got here within the 2-week mark. They're in the US, I'm in Canada. You know, you can't ask for better customer service. I mean, I placed my order the next day. I had an invoice was paid, I believe, almost that same day, or if not the next day. Those parts went out and I had them right away. So I cannot say enough about Chip and Lisa over at Xtreme Scale Detail, number one. And number two, what this review obviously was all about was Sheldon's resin, the Outlaw Speed Shop. So notes, Sheldon, all I could say is maybe post up a video on how to build this engine, and that would probably help a lot of us, because I realize trying to throw in a set of instructions takes money and time. So save the money and time and just post us up a video on how to build this, and I think everybody will be happy from that. So take away what you will. Thanks for watching the channel again. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you next time.